All right, Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praise, glory, and honor that's due to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahawashi Bahashem, Rachak Wadash, double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the 144,000, the hopeful elect, Shalom Barakatum. And the title of this lesson is going to be Yahawashi is the ultimate repo man. All right. Now, what do I mean by that? All right. Now, the first context I want to just kind of get some understanding on is what does repo mean? Repo is short for repossession. All right. So what is the context of what I'm speaking about? Is repossessing what? Well, you have to go back to the beginning, all right, and understand who Yahawashi is, what Yahawashi is. All right, when you read the scriptures, basically you find out he's the first begotten of creation. He's the first creature. All right, you can read the book of John to get a little bit more context on that. Where Christians get the Trinity and Godhead all confused, thinking they're all one, when no, they don't understand, but they don't want to understand the difference between words of God's capital Lord, Lord in the Bible versus lowercase Lord in the Bible. Psalms chapter 110 they get caught up on, but basically Yahawashi is the first creation, man. So everything, the earth and everything, is a creation of the Most High's, Yahweh's first creation, which is Yahawashi. Okay, and through Yahawashi, you have the angels, what are known as the first fruits, which I did a lesson on a couple months ago, and that's the Alahayim. And when it says that when in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth, that's a pluralized word of the word power. Allah, it means power, and Alahayim means Alahayim means powers, plural, all right, which is interchangeable for judges, powers, rulers. It's used in many different ways. All right, so that's the context here. Yahweh made the world. We're getting a breakdown of possession here, right? Of who owns what. All right, you have Yahweh, the Most High being, who you can't even fathom. Okay, then you have his first begotten Son, his first creation, Yahawashi, and everything, the universe, atoms, and all of this science stuff, that's all under Yahawashi, man. We're all really the creators of that. All right, when you look at Yahawashi in the first fruits, and then you get down to the earth. Okay, now we know there were certain events that played out throughout the earth. Okay, you had the birth of man. Okay, which Adam came out of in the Holy Scriptures. You read Genesis, you see man basically created on the 5th day. Then you have Adam. Then you have the whole story of Adam and Eve. Cain, his son Abel. That matter where Cain kills Abel. Then they have Seth. The lineage goes down to Arphaxad, all the way down to Noah and the flood. And so if most people that don't even know the Bible understand these parts of the Bible. All right, but basically the entire time lineages were passed down. Okay, you had the sons of God back then. You had the sons of God, the sons of men, which are the regular heathen, and you had the sons of the wicked, which were at that point in time the lineage of Cain, which was reborn into the earth as Esau, Edom. Now, fast forward, okay, and I'll go to it real quick. Genesis 27. Okay, because this lineage had an important point in it when our forefather Isaac was born. All right, which, if you can receive it, was a incarnation of Yahawashi. Okay, and there's more to break all of these things down, but I'm just setting up the stage of this. All right, you have Jacob and Esau. Okay, it says Genesis 27:39. It says, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above, and by thy sword shalt thou live. and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt break the yoke, when thou shalt have dominion over him, have the dominion, thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. All right, so that's Esau's blessing, who's ruling today. All right, and then you had, before that, you had Jacob's blessing. Okay, now they both get the fatness of the earth, but one was promised something. Let me go up. Let me see here. Let's see here. Maybe it's 25. Let's see here. Forgive me, it's been a minute. Yeah, Genesis 25 and 23. This is the main point. And the Lord Yahawashi said unto her, speaking about Rebekah, all right, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. Now we know, when you read, keep reading, Esau was born first, so that means he's going to end up serving us. Okay, this is the important part, because the lineage came all the way down to you know, we spoke about Adam, Arphaxad, Noah, all the way down to Abraham and then Isaac. All right, and then Isaac has these 2 sons, Jacob and Esau. Well, who owns it, man? Okay, where did the lineage go to? It went to Jacob. All right, and this is reiterated hundreds, if not thousands, of times in the Bible of who are the chosen lineage. Who did the Most High choose to own and possess things? Okay, now the reason this is so big is because this is not just a birthright among within the tribe of Israel. No, the whole earth was promised to us. Okay, this is in Deuteronomy. Okay, 32 and 8, it says, when the Most High divided to the nations in their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. Okay, so things don't just happen. Things were prophesied and then they happen. Okay, things were already prophesied. The order that we're getting ready to come to under Yahawashi, which is the order of Melchizedek, that happened before Levi, man. Okay, that happened. Melchizedek, he appeared to Abraham. Okay, then the Levitical priesthood got set up. So all of this was already ordained and preordained to occur and to happen. All right. Now, when you read the scriptures, what has basically happened? We went off over and over and over again. We went into the Egyptian captivity, rebelled, the Assyrian captivity. We rebelled, the Babylonian captivity, rebelled, Persian, Greek, Roman. Okay. There were some pockets of us flourishing and being okay for the, you know, here and there, but by and large, we have not really owned what we were promised, man, which is all of the heathen. The earth and all of the people that are in the earth are actually our possession. Okay. But who is in possession of it today? All right, let me get this in Job. I always get that mixed up. Job 9 and 24, not 24 and 9. Job 9 and 24, it says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? All right. This alludes to the Genesis 27th I just brought up when it gave Esau his blessing, by thy sword thou shalt live. You know, you get the fatness of the earth. That's what we're experiencing right now. The earth was given into the hands of the wicked, but it doesn't belong to him. All right. What he's done is ruled unrighteously, conquering with the sword, you know, ruling unrighteously, but the earth doesn't actually belong to him. All right, he's trying to prolong these things. He's trying to ensnare us, keep his blessing, just like he did when you read the full story in Genesis 25 to 27. chapter 25 to 27, you see Esau try to finagle and finesse the birthright out, even though he sold it. Okay, he knew that he sold it. He knew that he gave it up, but he wants to play it on the back end. Okay, just how Esau will fund this side of the war, he'll fund that side of the war, and he's getting paid on both ends, and nobody wins but him. You know, that's what he was trying to do. He's trying to be sneaky, man. You know, that's what he's trying to put, because the earth really doesn't belong to him. All right. So what does that mean? What is his status? Okay. It says, this is Genesis chapter 4, verse 14, which was at the time spoken about with Cain. Okay, who basically came back into the earth to play the role of the wicked as Esau. Okay. Genesis 4:14, it says, "Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. And it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me." All right. Now that applied back then, but when you read, you end up you read that they end up the Most High ends up protecting that lineage of Cain and Lamech and his lineage, and saying, don't touch them. Okay, so really this is prolonged for today. Today they are the fugitives, and when this guy goes down, he's literally going to be living like we live, man. Afraid for his life everywhere. You know, scared to be spotted. He's gonna be like a golem-like creature, you know, in the kingdom. Okay, because that's his real nature. All right, when you read Isaiah, the 14th chapter, okay, you get a sneak peek of this. Okay, it says Isaiah 14:15, it says, "Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms?" Because your true nature is gonna be shown, man. It's not gonna be like those Japanese that saw you, you know, before, you know, World War II. You know, they saw you as Steve Rogers before he became Captain America, and then after that they saw you as Broly from Dragon Ball Z, because of what you did, because of the power of the sword. All right, that got all of the earth shook. But when you really examine this guy, he's a very weak, frail individual, okay, who really can't handle power. All right, so when the Most High gave him the blessing of the sword, that's why so much destruction happens, because you can't give a weak man a bunch of power and not have a lot of casualties to come along with it. Okay, there's a reason why the nature of power requires strength. It requires strength to wield power. Okay, that's a natural consequence. That's a natural consequence of power. Okay, this is why you don't give power to weak men. Look at America today, man. All of the weak men that can't get women, they can't fight. It's all tech CEOs, Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk. See, 200-300 years ago, the most valuable men, the highest value men, they actually had to be in shape. They had to know how to fight. They had to have integrity. They had to learn how to serve their men. All right, they had to understand things. They had to be able to overcome adversity. Now, you can just be very smart and a nerd, and you can buy everything. You know, you can buy false attractions from women. You can buy off government officials. You see, so it's not real power. All right, well, it's real power, but they cannot really wield real power. They would crumble under it, man. And so what do? You give a weak man power, he just destroys everything, man. Okay, it's no different even with women. Women they're not vessels designed to handle tons and tons of power. They can make decisions in the household, but if you give a woman carte blanche to do whatever she wants, she's gonna destroy everything, man, and not blame anybody. She's not gonna blame herself. She's gonna blame everybody but herself. All right. And you have a lot of immature men that are like that as well too, but that's an effeminate trait. Is my point, you know. And this is why the earth has gotten to the point where it's gotten. But Yahawashi has already pronounced to come back and take everything back. That's why it's a repossession. Okay? Now let me get to that real quick. Trying to break it down, you know, in steps, so it's a little bit more digestible, especially for some of the newer brothers. I understand I might be skipping through a lot of things, but do your research, man. You got to study and be convinced in your own mind of this thing, because when we take the earth back, it's got to be, it's gonna be in the utmost confidence and certainty. Okay, we're not gonna have any qualms about whether or not any of this is justified, because we understand who owns what. Okay, we understand lineages and birthrights. We understand promises and covenants that were made. All right, and real men of integrity want those things to be upheld, not to give it up because white people are being nice nowadays. No, man, that's weak as hell. Anyway, this is the book of Revelation, chapter 19, verse 11. And I saw heaven opened, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat up on him was called Faithful and True. All right, and righteousness he doeth judge and make war. Okay, so this is not, the Lord is not dealing with passive, let's just get along as niggas, man. Okay, no, orders got to be set back up in the earth. All right, the earth literally needs to heal. You got plastic everywhere. You got pollute. The women are all out of their minds. Everything is a marketing gimmick. All right, no, everything got to be put back in order, man. All right, so you got to get out of this passive, weak ass mind state, man. All right, this guy will destroy the earth if he continues, man. All right, it says, verse 12, his eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns. All right, and he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. All right, so this many crowns, what does that represent? The kings of the earth. All right, they're gonna be subjugated. All right, he's gonna go around the earth collecting crowns. All right, and if you don't bow, he's gonna take it, man. Just like King David took the crown of the king of Moab or Ammon, one of the two. It was a 75-pound crown, man. 72-pound. You do the calculation of how much a talent weighs. Okay. He took it and he placed it on his head. That's symbolic of, I rule this area now. All right, you report to me now. That's what that means. So when it says on his head he wore many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but he himself, what does that mean? He's gonna take the earth back, man. So the repo man, look, you get a Hellcat and you got to go into the hood and get a Hellcat back as a repo man. Look, you better have the thing on you. All right, you got to be about that life. You can't just walk up there with a scrawny ass nigga. I got some paperwork saying you can't have this car anymore. Like, no, man. You know what it is, man. All right. You already know they gonna buck up. You try to repossess. They know that they ain't been making payments on that car, but they not just gonna give it over to you without a hassle. All right, and that's how the earth is, man. They not just gonna give it up. They gonna get rebellious. The scriptures say when they gonna see Yahawashi and the angels come back, they're gonna be flying in these aircrafts to fight them. They're gonna be scared, but yet they're gonna fight anyway. All right, read 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter. All right, it says they're gonna be horrified, but they're gonna fight anyway. All right, so this is gonna require force. All right, and it says, verse 13, and he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name was called the Word of the Most High. You see, what does that mean? It means he's gonna fly down in a chariot and show up to a UN meeting and say, look, y'all gotta hold a vote and crown me as king. All right, because this is prophecy, and you know, like kind of like Superman. They had Superman in handcuffs in one of the movies. They had him in handcuffs, putting him on trial in the courtroom. Man, he will literally destroy the whole earth, man, if he wanted to, you know. But this is not going to go down that way. All right. It says, and the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses. Okay, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. All right, and so those represent the elect and the angels. Okay, it says, and out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, and with it he should smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron. Okay, and tread the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of the almighty power. Okay, so there's a lot of wrath. All right, a lot of unfinished business, a lot of bad blood that has not been reconciled yet. Okay, so he's gonna have the ultimate war, what Esau will call the Armageddon, inside is in the Greek. Okay, he's gonna have the war of all wars to bring everlasting peace on the earth, because that's what Jerusalem means, teaching of peace. All right, and he's going to be the center figure in all of that. But the earth, it's got to be taken back, man. There's absolutely no way heathen know how to rule anything, man. Okay, nothing. Everything it's a do whatever I want, as long as they don't kill me right now. I'm gonna do it. Sometimes they'll do it anyway, man. It's just folly. Okay. It says, verse 16, and he hath a vesture, and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Okay? And so this is what makes Yahawashi, our Lord, the ultimate repo man, because the entire earth is going to be taken back, because it was always ours. Okay? The earth is our inheritance. It's not just the land of Jerusalem now. That's the center of where we will rule out of, all right? And that's where our original people, the land that we were given and told to settle into, all right? But ultimately, there's a lineage that goes down, man, all right? All the way from Shem, okay? Noah was chosen, the righteous man. He gave it down to Shem, okay? That means his brothers, Ham and Japheth, didn't get the birthright. Well, what does that mean if they don't get the birthright? That means all those two individuals and all the nations that descend from them report to the ruling house of Shem. Okay, the ruling house of Shem is who runs things. That's where all of the birth. That's why you can't get mad about, oh, they went into the land and wiped out the Canaanites. The Canaanites didn't. That wasn't their land, man. All right, this land was carved out way before that, and really the whole earth was. Okay. And so when you look at the lineage of Shem, you can see Shem gave it down to Arphaxad, down to Eber and Peleg, down to, you know, Terad, and down to Abraham, Isaac, then Jacob. Okay? And the Most High made a new covenant with Jacob, all right, to further solidify this, all right? And then he set the throne of that nation through the Davidic covenant, through David, okay? And then he had the Messiah, the King of Kings we just read about, come through the loin of David. All right, you see that? That's how this thing, that's how it works. That's how birthrights and hierarchies work. And there will be a hierarchy in the kingdom. There is not going to be no equality. We're not going to have votes in the UN councils. All right, you can have them amongst yourselves if you want to, but if an Israelite shows up and say this is what it is, then guess what? That's what it is. Okay. The law is going to be established in the entire earth as long as one language. That's in Zephaniah, the 3rd chapter. But I've been going long enough, man. I just wanted to illustrate this point, all right, that we have full rights to everything. Every person you walk by, we literally own these people by birthright, all right? Now, we know that we're at the bottom, but it puts it in perspective, the punishment that we're in. Because to know that we own the earth, we own people, we own nations, all right? The Lord is going to set all of these things up in due time, all right? Very soon, Lord's will. All right, it puts it in perspective how far we went off, man, how egregious our transgression was, man, and why you always need to walk with fear, really sorrow, man. You really need to be contrite, all right? All right? You really need to be in a spirit of remorse and contrition, all right? Because this is where we are, man. To have to walk by and take orders from, you know, regular base people, man, it should wake you up, you know. Anyway, Lord willing, this is edifying. Call halal Yahawashi Yahawashi. Bahashim Rachak Shalom. Kom Yashar.